Before we get started today, I just wanted to thank you all for the tremendous support we've received throughout this arc. It's been an incredible journey, and I know we never expected Flavortown to explode and take a life of its own like it has. But all good things must come to an end, and here we are at the exciting finale you've all been waiting for. Thank you to everybody who's tweeted about the show, shared it with their friends, sent us fan art, and even brought the characters to life in cosplay at conventions. Your support means so much to us. But enough chat, the table is set for the final course.
Hi, I'm Cristina, and I'm playing Arthur, the human sandwich artist.
I'm Dan. I'll be playing Colonel Joe, but you can call me Sloppy.
Hi, I'm Shubert, and I'll be playing OJ Squeeze, the cleric of brunch.
I'm Alex. I'll be playing Chuck, Guardian of the Burgers and Lord of the Buns.
And I'm Jake, the Grill Master. If you like what you heard today, be sure to subscribe for more content, rate us on iTunes, and head on over to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to tell us what you thought. Fry on. You rush through the hallway as it collapses behind you, dust and debris kicking up all around you as you leap across the threshold and crash to the floor of the next chamber, just an instant before the crumbling tunnel seals itself shut. You slowly stand, coughing and brushing the dust away, and examine your surroundings. You're in a large and impressively ornate kitchen. The walls are covered in shelves, cupboards, and cabinets, decorated with intricate carved motifs of legendary chefs, and stocked to full with every ingredient you can imagine. Beautiful, gleaming mithril cookware hangs from hooks on the ceiling over row and row of marble workstation. According to the map given to you by the Sage Emerald, this must be it, the inner sanctum of Flavortown. The treasure must be here somewhere.
Oh my god, guys, look at these deep fryers. They're massive. You could put a person in these.
Oh my god.
I take a look around the room. Is there any other exits?
There are 2 exits.
Are there ingredients in here?
Every ingredient you can imagine,
Oh, wow.
lining the shelves and walls and cabinets, clearly labeled and full to the brim.
What kind of buns?
What kind of buns do you want?
Oh shit.
This is the room of
We
plenty,
are in the inner
guys.
sanctum. Oh my god.
I know.
I haven't seen sesame in like forever.
Arthur sniffs the air. He wants to see if anything's cooking right now.
That's maybe the slightly unnerving or unsure thing about this room. On your way through Flavortown, you've experienced all sorts of smells, but here, everything seems to be idle.
Whoa, weird.
I don't like that at all.
No. An unmanned kitchen? That means they're doing poor business.
I reach over the grills and try to sense if there's any heat coming off.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful. OSHA.
I don't know if that applies to kitchens.
I think so.
Safety first.
Well, you guys, no, remember in the last room you found the +1 oven mitts of fire resistance.
Right.
So
Right.
you're fine.
So you're
Okay.
wearing those. Okay.
Yeah, I put on my +1 oven mitts of fire resistance.
Okay.
And I hold my hand out over the grill top to see if it's radiating any heat.
Nothing.
Shit.
I turn it to hear if I can hear any clicking.
You do, and actually you see a small pilot light appear.
Okay.
So everything seems to be in order. How clean is it?
Fairly clean. It looks like someone's been in here recently. You guys are exploring this room, and on the far wall, you see something that catches your eye. There's a glass cabinet holding a single ingredient, a glass vial filled with a brown liquid, corked and sealed with wax paper tied with a golden ribbon. And you immediately recognize it. This is the reason you guys have all come here. This is the all sauce.
Oh my god, guys.
It's what we've been searching for all
This almost seems
time.
too easy now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Can I sniff for traps?
Dexterity then?
8?
So you examine the room. You don't see anything immediately hostile to you. Again, the room is very still, very quiet.
So you said it's behind a glass door, right?
Yeah, just a glass cabinet, basically.
I would ask the head chef, but no one seems to be here. I'm going to approach it.
You approach the cabinet. It seems like just a clear glass cabinet. There isn't any locks or anything or obvious traps. You think on it and you recall the story of the all sauce. Flavortown's prosperity was brought about by the abundant springs of donkey sauce deep below the surface. But the all sauce is something different altogether. Created by the city's elite sorcerers over years of magical rituals and simmering, the all sauce is truly ambrosia, promising immortality and a deep, smoky flavor to any who imbibe it.
I did have a question, though. The all sauce. Do we know if anyone it still knows how to make it?
Not that you know of, perhaps, but with the sample, it could probably be reverse engineered.
As a cleric of brunch, I know a lot about the different gods of all the different food groups.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take a look at the secret sauce. Not going to handle it or anything, but just closely inspect it. Giving it the old eyeball.
I see.
See what I know about it through my religious studies.
Yeah, you can roll wisdom.
12.
Oh, that's good. Anything in particular you're wondering about it, like composition or rumor or how it's made? Or
I guess what I'm wondering personally is that if there's anything like a spell or a ward on it that keeps it from being...
Not anything inherent to the all sauce, but certainly anybody who is keeping such a relic would probably have some kind of protections on it, yes.
Mm-hmm. Would I be able to, like, sense flavor?
OJ, you sense that, yes, there is absolutely magic abound in this room. Certainly in the all sauce itself, but also the cabinet and the ingredients have a magic aura about them as well throughout the room. So the whole room is pretty magical.
I sense magical flavors abound.
Shit. I was thinking about using my custom heated spatula to kind of jimmy the lock, but I'm not sure if that'll actually break it.
I wonder if we heat it up on the grill, maybe it'll cut through like butter.
It's true.
Oh, aren't we seriously injured from our last encounter?
Oh, definitely. I lost my arm in the last encounter.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
So I'm pretty low in health, actually.
I'm pretty sure I can heal that with some bacon and eggs, sunny side up.
Probably just make a meal while we're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be a shame not to turn up these grills, you know?
That's true. And did I see some ciabatta buns in the cabinet?
Sure
Of
did.
course.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn on the fryers, because...
2 hours later, with your super heated spatula, you think
Yeah,
you can
I'm gonna
maybe kind of,
carve
like
a circle.
Yeah, like a glass cutter kind of deal. You successfully cut a hole in the glass.
All right, I slowly remove the glass. Chuck, you should probably put on the gloves and
Yep.
pick up the all sauce.
Chuck puts on his kitchen gloves and grabs a egg brushed bun to delicately pick up the sauce with, and then replaces it with lettuce, cheese, pickles, and onions, and special sauce on a sesame seed bun.
Can I get mine without pickles?
No.
You'll remove them like you always do.
Chuck reaches forward, grabs the all sauce, pulls it while trying to simultaneously place his creation into the cabinet. You hear the big rack. You hear a click when you do so.
Too many pickles. We told you.
Sloppy pulls out his 2 drumsticks. He's ready.
Okay. You hear a click, and you hear a distant alarm. Joe, you turn around, readying your drumsticks, and you see the cookware on the ceiling begin to shake and rattle. It continues to shake until it shakes off the hooks and clatters to the ground. They begin to slide along the floor and collect in a giant heap that builds and builds until it towers over you in a vaguely humanoid shape of pots, pans, knives, and forks.
Not again.
It roars with the noise of metal on metal and charges towards you.
Chuck slips the all sauce into the front pocket of his apron and draws his 2 all beef patties.
Joe, it's charging right at you. What do you do?
Please, call me Sloppy.
He's
I
not.
reserve my right to not call you sloppy.
Does he look familiar to me?
Well, we've battled so many of these guys before.
Well,
We battled small pots before, but never like an omnipot.
Yeah, you've fought golems before, certainly, but not one made of such fine mithril cookware.
So I'm going to give you a buff here. 11.
So what are you using?
I'm using whiter wheat, which is going to be +2 to your armor.
all right. So I'm going to take my drumsticks, and I'm going to double batter them and dip them in the fryers I turned on
Oh,
previously.
perfect, good.
And then I'm going to swing both of them kind of inward to like try to bash his head in.
All right, just roll strength.
Crap. 6. That's a
Oof,
fail.
That's a fail. The golem charges towards you. You pull out your drumsticks and you get ready to whack him on the side. This golem, he is way quicker than you anticipated. He actually kind of almost turns mercurial and just slips right in between your blows and whacks you in the side for just 5 damage.
Oof.
Chuck casts Empty Grease Trap.
Nice.
I'm hoping to slow down this golem.
Okay. A pool of grease slides out in front of you as the golem turns to charge us towards you. He's already pretty slick from his non-stick coating, and he just slides right
We're pretty good at this, you guys.
Yeah, there was any doubt.
and he slides along the floor and crashes into the wall. You want to roll d6 damage?
Yep. Hey!
Hey,
4
nice.
damage.
pots and pans fly everywhere, but then as if they're magnetic or something, fly right back into the main mass.
Oh no,
And
magnetic.
And it turns back around and starts charging towards Chuck.
I'm gonna cast ice cream sandwich. Uh-oh, maybe. 7 is what I got.
All right, that's a partial success.
Yeah.
So
2 chocolatey slabs slam down on the ground and slam on each side of him.
Sure. The unfortunate part is that this golem had already basically bore down on Chuck, so he's going to take some of the damage as well.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
You'll need to roll your damage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 4
4 to the golem and 4 to Chuck.
to Chuck, yeah.
So OJ's gonna come in here. I'm gonna use need a top up. Just made some coffee, and I'm gonna spray some scalding hot coffee all over these pots and pans. Now I figured they're probably resistant to the heat damage,
Yeah, you think so?
but this is gonna stain the shit out of them.
That's true.
And I don't think they're stainless steel. So
Stainless mithril.
No, mithril is not stainless.
Yeah.
It's separate. So.
7.
Partial success. You pull out your pot, chuck it in the golem's direction. A huge spray of hot, scalding hot water flies.
No, not
everywhere.
at Chuck.
But he's there,
Chuck.
unfortunately.
This is gonna get confusing.
He throws.
I hurl.
You hurl. Thank you. Some of that scalding hot water falls a little short. You actually slip on it
Oh no.
and you fall prone. But your spell goes off. How much damage did you do?
Oh, nice. 9.
Holy crap.
I stained the
wow.
crap out of these
That's-
pots and
No.
pans.
Those stains ain't coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see these horrendous stains begin to appear on the creature's body and spread out, and you can hear it squeal.
Oh, man. You left like those little ring marks around it. Chuck, how are you doing for hit points?
Chuck's doing okay. He's at 8 out of 12.
Okay.
It's fine. Like, I can drink some secret sauce. I'll be okay.
We don't know what it does yet. Don't.
Yeah, don't drink the secret sauce.
No, my own secret
Oh,
sauce.
yeah.
I can drink
I was
my own
thinking-
secret sauce.
You mean Chuck
all
Special.
sauces.
Yeah.
You guys have a moment while the golem is putting itself back together here.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna salt and pepper. So I take out my 2 shakers.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do a ranged attack and see if I can get what I would assume to be its eyes. I'm not sure. The 2 small saucers on the front.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
10.
Great. A spray of white and black granules ricochet off its face, and some get lodged right in the middle of the saucers and in between the different pots and pans that make up its face.
Excellent.
It slows down, starts to drag a bit. It looks like it's still standing, but it's on its last legs, and it's very slowly now crawling towards you.
Arthur's gonna try to do a buff for you, Chuck. I'm using Club Sandwich +2 to your next attack. 7.
So on a 7 and 9, you can choose to either lose the use of that spell, or you could attract unwanted attention.
I'm gonna go with unwanted attention.
All right. The golem charges at Arthur, and you take
Uh-oh.
5 damage.
Woof.
As his little knife and fork blade stabs into your side.
All right, Chuck, you better finish
Yeah,
this.
Chuck,
this
this
is
is you.
doing a lot more damage than I thought.
All right. Chuck pulls out his flipper and hurls it at the pot golem. 10.
Complete success, you hit.
5 damage.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
You throw your spatula, it lodges right in between a large pot and a large pan near the creature's head, separating the 2 of them, and the golem just kind of splits down the center and falls apart with a huge clatter of metal.
Nice. Super loud, but good job.
Yeah.
You finally redeemed yourself, Chuck.
You don't have much time for celebration before you see 2 things.
shit.
One, you see from a closet a number of animated brooms pop themselves out of the closet
no.
and begin sweeping up the remains. At the same time, on the far wall, a dumbwaiter opens up, and you see it is full of pots and pans that spill out onto the floor.
Oh my
and
God.
begin forming 2 more golems.
Shit, it must be closing time.
I'm gonna start looking for an exit other than the way we just came
Yeah,
in.
so the way you came in is collapsed, but
Yeah.
there are 2 other exits here. He didn't have a lot of information about Flavortown, but Emerald did give you a map of some of the locations here.
So I'm thinking we should probably go pantry. Let's stick to our strengths.
Yeah. To buy us some time, I'm gonna try to cast Chili Burger on the ground to slow them down.
You're going to waste all your good spells in the first fight.
I know. We just got to get out of here. 11.
There's another slippery mess that they have to navigate.
We got what we came here for, guys. I think
Yeah.
there's no point staying and fighting when we
No.
can just leave.
It's time to get out.
Yeah.
No point in destroying perfectly good cookware.
No, it pained me every time you got coffee stains on him because I know those ain't coming out. All right, we take the exit to pantry.
So you exit the inner sanctum and make your way through the hallway, and it eventually opens up into a massive room full of barrels, crates, and boxes. There's a complex mess of tubes running throughout the whole room, connecting all the barrels and leading to dozens of holes in the ceiling. You see all manner of ingredient being shot through the tubes. Everything from salt to live beasts fly through the tubes towards their final destination somewhere else in Flavortown. The pantry is dark, and it seems to be just a complicated mess of boxes and crates. You'll have to kind of find your way through it, knowing that these golems are probably on your tail still.
OJ Squeeze raises the ever-frying pan on high, and it emits a mighty glow.
Perfect. Good. Now you can actually see, a little farther ahead of you. You'll still have to navigate the maze, essentially, that is all these boxes, but at least you won't run into any dead ends with the light.
I'm going to try hitting a box with my drumstick, just see if they're, collapsible.
They seem pretty tough. Just a kind of casual bat at one, and they seem pretty resilient.
All right. We're going to have to go through it, I guess. Stick to the old rule, keep turning left, unless you guys have a better idea.
Left it is.
Always turn left in the 5-second rule.
Those are our holy vows.
Yeah. The 2 tenets of our group.
Blessed be his name.
Sure.
Turn left.
All right, you stick to the turn left rule. Somebody make an intelligence check.
Arthur's got this, you guys. No, Arthur does not got this. I got a 5. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, Arthur, you do eventually notice that there is a loop in this maze that'll prevent you from doing the turn left rule all the time. You get stuck in a little loop.
You finally figured it out, you guys.
Unfortunately, you realize that too late. 2 of the golems have caught up behind you, and they are charging towards you.
I'm going to buff us all up.
Okay.
I'm going to give us a really very fast speech. You guys have basically heard it before, so it's just quick talking points. But it's about sticking together like pancakes.
Man, we're like one big stack.
Yeah.
One big stack, guys. One stack!
Pour some syrup on me.
An 11
That's really good.
to inspire my allies
Probably a +1, but what do you want it to be?
to strength. One stack.
Sloppy, seeing that this is kind of like desperate hour, he's going to use one of his secret 11 herbs and spices.
Oh,
How many of those do you
shit.
have left?
Oh,
He's used 8 out of 11.
Oh my goodness.
So this is number 9.
Yeah.
So he's...
I must have missed some
Pretty.
sessions. I don't remember that.
I had to burn through 3 of them last session, which really sucked. So he's going to take out rubbed sage. He sprinkles them on his drumsticks, and he's going to do a power slide. And since he's doubling down, he's going to swing upwards and try to cleft them entwined, essentially. 10. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
No problem.
So you slide between them, raise both your drumsticks up, hit them right in the vulnerable nether regions, I assume.
Clang.
It's like in the bolt that holds the handle onto
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Good. All right. Cool. Roll damage. All right.
7 damage.
Both of the golems take the damage. Anybody else?
Yeah, I guess I'll just straight up attack because I want to save some spells after going all crazy hog wild earlier.
You have your ranged baguette, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can also always just make them choke on like a Reuben.
Reubens are delicious. They wouldn't choke on these. No, I'll use my range
You're
baguette.
using some stale bread.
And too much mustard.
Oh my god, you guys, I'm rolling so bad. That was a 2.
Oof. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Chuck's gonna use double cheese on one of these golems and try to stick them in place.
See what you got.
Stick together.
6.
Well, you don't quite stick him, but he steps into the cheese, and kind of when he's stepping off of it, he loses his balance, and he tumbles forward and actually crashes into one of the pipes, and the pipe bursts, and you are all showered in... I'm going to roll randomly for this.
Uh-oh.
Whipped cream,
Oh,
whipped cream,
this is
whipped
gonna
cream.
be random.
Barbecue.
Chocolate sauce.
Tofu!
Tofu! Oh.
Why is there tofu in the pipes? That is not how you transfer tofu.
Actually, that was a good result, because that's not going to do much damage.
That's true.
It's soft, but nobody
Except
likes it.
for Chuck, who takes a -1 to strength because of his dietary restrictions.
Right.
True. Can't have anything that's not meat.
Not OJ. It actually buffs him up because OJ's a soy boy. Yeah, we established that back in episode 1.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Just doesn't come up very
Yeah,
often,
it doesn't
honestly.
come up until now.
Okay. You guys hear the clanking of more golems coming from the direction you guys left in. Seems like they're just going to keep on coming.
I think that actually is why I'd want to go down to Perpetual Chute, because at least we could maybe go down the chute really fast. And it's a small chute.
They might not be able to
Yeah.
follow us. Yeah.
At least one pot at a time, not all at once.
Let's do it.
Well, I can cast Gravy Train. And we can slide down pretty quick, I think, if I cast it down the chute, just slide right down the gullet.
Okay, cool. I'll just need an intelligence check this from someone to make your way through the maze.
7.
Partial success, you get there, but you haven't lost the golems in the meantime, so they're hot on your tail. You get to one corner of the pantry, and you see there is basically, looks like just a huge funnel in the ground, and this seems like this must lead to the perpetual stew.
Oh, shit.
That looks good. I trust that hole in the ground with my life.
All right, I take out the porcelain gravy boat that my father gave me.
Whoa.
And I whisper softly into it.
Careful with that.
Father, do this for me. And then I pour it down the chute.
You're just pouring gravy down a funnel. You can do that without rolling. As Joe pours the gravy down the funnel.
Please, call me Sloppy.
You occasionally see from a hatch in the ceiling, random ingredients fall from the ceiling down through this tube as well, into the funnel. And the golems are moments behind you.
OJ Squeeze dives in without hesitation, head
Chuck,
first.
would you mind sealing this up with, like, some lettuce?
Absolutely. Chuck takes some crunchy water and a red ring of death and uses it to plug the chute behind us.
That's a fucking big tomato, bro.
That's why I was always strapped to his back.
I know I've left it behind.
Hey, man, we just got to get out now.
That's right.
All right.
So you hop into the tube and you slide for what feels like a few minutes anyway. And you can see in the head a bright light. And as you get closer, you see the tube is heading directly down towards a humongous pot of cooking stew.
I sniff the air.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and you realize that this tube is probably going to just shoot you directly into that unless you do something about it.
Okay.
Do you have the inflatable patties still?
You know what I do have is I have 2 oversized buns that we could use as a flotation device.
I mean, that's good,
true.
but except for it doesn't last long to float.
Well,
That's the problem.
I mean,
We just need something to land on.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we can-
yeah,
That's
it's
true.
long enough for us to get out.
yeah. Sounds
Okay.
good.
I use my 2 oversized buns and I shove them down under us, and then I just grab those buns and hang on for life.
All right, how are we splitting this? Because it's 2 per bun, right?
You probably won't be able to be that specific about what bun you get on as you
No.
are whooped out of the tube.
I guess we could just roll, see where we end
Yeah,
up.
and you guys start falling towards this gigantic, boiling, roiling pot of stew. Dex checks will have to be made to grab onto the buns.
9.
9 for Sloppy as well.
OJ gets a 6.
Uh-oh.
Chuck rolls 10.
Oh!
Nice.
Arthur and Joe just barely are able to grab onto their buns. Chuck, with a 10, you are so comfortable with this that you'll have a chance to try to grab OJ before he plummets to the stew.
Chuck!
I reach out and grab him around the wrist and pull him back up onto the bun.
You gotta try.
Strength.
12.
Whoop whoop.
You effortlessly reach over as OJ is plummeting towards a big bubble of stew that's,
My hero.
There's a reason they call me Lord of the Buns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you pull him back onto the bun. Good job. So you guys land on the buns on the surface of this gigantic stew. It's easily like a 50-foot radius pot. And you see on a platform just above it, there are 3 giants with gigantic spoons slowly turning the stew. And they see you down there and they say, "Hey,
Hey.
get out of there. What are you even doing in there?"
We fell.
Yeah, the chute took us right here, man. Don't put a chute there. Why would a chute from the pantry lead to your stew?
One of the giants says, "Boss told us whatever goes in the stew is stew." And the other giant goes, "You know what, you're right." And he brings his spoon over and he's bringing it down on top of you.
I'm gonna cast Montreal smoked meat and blind them. With the smoke.
Okay.
Arthur got 8.
Chuck, do you still have those craft singles? The ones that are like 5 feet by 5 feet?
For the big boy?
Oh,
Yeah, for that giant burger that we were going to make.
Yeah.
the big boy.
The big boy.
I'm thinking, can we turn them into like a sail or something?
We've done it before.
We can do it again.
You got me there.
Chuck pulls out the 2 singles that he had saved specifically for the big boy.
Man, I can't believe you're giving this up, but it's a dire
This
time.
is the time. If the big boy has to make a sacrifice, the big boy makes a sacrifice. That's what makes it the big boy.
We got enough money to purchase more craft singles.
You're right, Joe.
Call me sloppy.
So Arthur starts wafting the smoke throughout the room, and soon enough, there's just filling the room, and the giants go, "Hey, where'd they go?" And Chuck hoists the cheese, as it were, and you guys, with your various drumsticks and whatnot, paddle your way over to the lip of the pot and pull yourselves out. You can see below there's just a gigantic roaring fire, but you grab onto the lip and scurry across before the giants catch wind of you again.
All right, before we exit, Sloppy's going to take his half dozen eggs and throw them into the fire because burnt eggs is like the worst smell ever.
Still have enough time with the smoke to...
I was more or less just doing this out of spite because...
Because they tried to make me stew.
Yeah, they tried to stew me.
Sloppy, you're one spiteful son of a bitch. That's one thing I ever know about you.
You know it.
All right, you pull yourselves out of the pot. There's kind of a thin rim along the outer wall of this cavern, and you make your way through to the next room. The second wind is a large but run-down tavern with dilapidated wood reeking of booze. You see all sorts of rough and shady-looking characters. Who went in first?
I mean, Sloppy always goes first.
I would assume Sloppy always goes second.
We already established that Chuck always finishes first, right?
Oh, that's true, yeah. So Chuck always goes first.
You don't have much time to take it all in, Chuck, before you hear a gruff and drunken voice shout from behind you, "You shut your mouth! A hot dog is not a sandwich!" And you feel a sharp pain as a wooden chair smashes into the back of your head. There is a moment of stillness and quiet, but then in an instant, the tavern erupts into bedlam as punches are thrown, chairs tossed, and food and drink spilt in the largest tavern brawl you've ever seen.
Wow, a food fight that we didn't start for once.
You turn around, Chuck, to see the person who smashed the chair over the back of your head, and you see a pork standing before you.
Fuck.
He is readying his fist and saying, "I'll fight you."
This is the motherfucker that took my arm.
Chuck reaches down and hovers his hand over his mustard holster
Shit.
and says to the pork,
Oh no.
"Are you ready to get pulled?" He draws his mustard and fires straight at the pork's eyes. Which is what, Dex?
Who knows?
Sure.
Oh, let me just check the rulebook real quick.
Chuck rolls 10 to hit.
Damn, son.
Oh my god. 5 damage.
The super spicy mustard seeds are all in his eyes. He brings his hands up to his eyes and starts screaming, "Ah! Ah!" and stumbles backwards. You see basically an entire keg of ale that someone has hurled in your general direction.
And Sloppy do one of his instant actions.
So quick.
He's going to take out his battering bowl. He's going to try to catch the beer inside it. 6.
Oh, man.
Do I at least get some in my mouth?
Oh, you do, as the keg smashes into you and bursts.
I guess it wasn't out of a keg yet. My mistake.
It's all worth it for that sweet experience.
You take 2 points of damage, but you are also staggered. Some of the tavern goers either knocked out or thrown out the window of the building. You see more piled down from the stairs and into rooms, and it just seems to be a perpetual state of bar fight. You see a back door in the other end of the tavern, which you think, according to your map, will probably lead to the next area, but there's literally a war zone in between you and there.
Do you, OJ, have like any sort of soothing spells? I think we can combine our
Yeah.
2 spells together
Definitely.
and make an ultimate meal for these guys and sedate them.
Yeah. I think these guys are all just suffering from really bad hangovers. What they need is some breakfast sandwiches, some cups of coffee. They'll be fine.
You have to roll for it, but I'll give you a bonus to the roll.
I'm cooking up some breakfast sandwiches.
+2?
Thanks to Arthur's sandwich artist expertise. 10.
+2.
Plus yours. 12.
Yeah.
So you activate the second ability on that, too.
Oh shit.
That's
Nice.
bacon and sausage on your breakfast sandwich.
Does that come with hash browns?
Episode 3.
It always comes with hash browns.
Yeah.
All
Oh
my
my
stuff
God.
comes with hash browns.
So you're cooking up a storm here. At first, people are so distracted by their battles, they don't even notice you, but then the smell starts to waft through the room, and one of them in the middle of punching another guy in the face is like, "Oh man, what's that smell?" A bunch of them start to head over and line up. And it's surprisingly civil.
We're going to have to do fast service, though.
Yeah.
As always.
Chuck's gonna cast To Go Bag. 9.
Partial success. You think this might eat up the last of your supply of to-go bags if you do this now.
It's worth it.
Okay.
Gotta calm the storm.
We're going home now.
You gotta get through to the next area.
That's right.
There's kind of so many people here that you can't get everybody, but you have made enough of a path that you think you can bolt for the back door.
Perfect.
And you do so.
On our way out, Chuck uses his last use of empty grease trap to make sure that they don't follow us out.
Oh, good. Oh my god, your last one?
You're out of
Last
grease.
one.
Oh, shit,
yeah,
dude.
I'm all out of grease.
You enter a large, chaotic chamber full of activity. On the wall to your left, a row of 20 or so manned stalls. Men and women on horseback ride hastily up to these stalls and collect huge sacks of food before riding off to the far wall, where you see an opening, and through the constant tide of moment you can catch glimpses of daylight. The outside world is just beyond this room.
Oh my god, I haven't seen daylight in so long.
I know, I'm literally blinded in this moment.
Chuck has worked night shift for 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
It's the first time he's seen daylight in...
20 years.
The math adds up.
There's a near constant stream of these horses riding from one side up to the stalls, grabbing the food, and then heading out the other door.
So the horses are running up and just grabbing and going, essentially?
Yeah, there are riders on the horses. They show someone at the stall like a scroll that they're carrying, and then they're given the sack of food, and then they ride out.
Is there any semblance of order? Is there a little ticket counter thing?
Not so much, no. It's actually really hectic. They're not getting into like specific lines or anything. They're all just charging.
We're going to have to be dominant here.
I wonder if we can use knockoff mascot to forge the paperwork.
Sloppy's going to take Chuck's advice, and he's going to don the mascot costume again.
Again?
God, that thing
Yeah.
is horrifying.
I thought you said you were too embarrassed to ever do it again.
Well, it's not the most flattering costume either. He just looks really chunky in it.
All right, I think you're going to have to roll a will save to wear it again after what happened last time.
No. 6.
I'm telling you guys, that thing is cursed.
So you just refuse to wear it?
It doesn't fit anymore after what happened.
Yeah, it shrank.
You mean after you...
Don't even say it.
Okay, so who's gonna don the costume?
Nobody. We're going to have to think of something else. No one can wear the costume but me.
So said the great wizard. Ronald.
You say so.
He's using his veto on this part.
Hey, they're my giblets.
Okay.
Well, OJ
what's
does
plan
what
B?
he always does in moments like this, and he prays to the many gods of brunch and asks for their guidance, for a sign from on high.
Okay. You know you're still being chased. They've lost your scent, but they're still out there trying to find you.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna just knock out one of these guys with a scroll.
Keep it simple. I like that.
Yeah. Try to get one down the line. That no one will
We
notice.
could just forge a scroll, like, easily.
That's true, but we don't have a horse. And this is the, drive-through.
We could pretend to be a horse.
That did work last time.
New mascot.
Yeah.
I think it's time to rebrand everybody.
Rebranding as horse meat is never a good plan.
No.
We're not horse meat. We're horse.
We're just horse.
Just horse.
We're a live horse. All
Okay.
right. Who's going to get on my shoulders?
Chuck raises his hand.
All right. I lift Chuck up.
Chuck mounts Joe.
Sloppy.
OJ mounts Arthur.
As it should be. And I say, nay.
So Sloppy takes out his cracked coconuts and starts clapping them together as he runs towards the front of the stall.
I wonder why you held on to those for so long. But they finally came in handy.
I know, right? I'm just glad I'm using
All
them.
right. And what are you putting on the scroll?
Single cheese, order of curly fries.
That's right.
What should we get with our order?
Definitely a milkshake.
Yeah, obviously.
Does it bring all the boys to the art?
We'll find out.
Yeah, it might.
If it does, that'd be terrifying. We're trying to be discreet.
That's true. I guess not a milkshake.
Yeah, if it's gonna bring all the boys together, we don't want that.
Yeah. I'll let it be your discretion.
Oh wow.
I trust you, OJ.
Sorry, that's the first time anyone said they trust OJ.
Oh, fuck.
My word is my bond.
Which team is first?
Team Burger.
Chuck always goes first.
Chuck, oh,
And he always goes.
He always goes second.
With
so.
sloppy seconds underneath.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Do I need to roll like a dex or a strength?
It's almost
just
like
to
we've
hold
done
Chuck
this
up, or-
before.
Oh, no.
We'll hand wave that one.
Chuck and Sloppy ride up to the stalls. The attendant at the stall looks at you expectantly.
Chuck unrolls the slip of paper they found on the floor and wrote single with cheese on and awaits his order.
He looks kind of incredulously at you and says, "What's the order number?"
5.
Yeah, I don't have any order under that number.
Shit.
100. 500.
Look, we got a lot of people to serve. If you don't have an order, get to the back, please.
Shit.
You know what? I'm just leaving without my burger.
You know what? I would like a complaint card, please.
Says the horse.
He's like, "You knew all the conditions when you signed the contract. I don't know what you're talking about."
Right. Well, I mean, I'll head out without lunch today. I'll see you tomorrow.
He seems really confused, but watches as you walk off. The next rider comes up, shows a scroll and says, "Got an order for Jacob Emery," and he shows you the order. The attendant reads the number on it and grabs a bag from behind him and hands it to him.
I'm just going to put this out there. They didn't seem to be that worried about us leaving without the order.
I mean, he seemed
Confused.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if we can pull it off twice because we still have to get through.
I'm worried about getting out the exit.
I mean, you guys were next in line, so what are you doing?
Yeah.
Did you still continue, or do you eject?
Yes, I'd like an order.
Who's it for?
Jacob Emery.
He looks at a huge scroll that's on the wall beside him, and he goes through it. Oh, Jacob Emery's order's already been picked up.
Oh. Then,
I start bucking.
The entrance that you guys came in, you see a golem.
Chuck hops off of his mount and runs for the exit.
OJ gives Arthur the old, yeah!
You're still riding Arthur.
Yeah, and we ride.
At least Chuck had the decency to get off me.
Not me.
Nope.
Chuck left the three of you behind. He ran for the exit.
No. Sloppy's always second, so he's right up behind you.
So you guys are unfamiliar with the chaos that is this room, and there's just, riders running back and forth and at weird angles and unpredictable paths. You are running your way towards the exit. Arthur, you are about to be barreled down by a horse.
You should throw down your powdered yeast and rise above him.
I was saving that, but I think this is the best time for that. So
It's amazing how much stuff we've collected throughout the campaign.
14.
Holy.
I throw it onto the ground, by that guy. I'm hoping that his legs will kind of, act as, the actual, mixing.
The kneading it?
Yeah, the kneading of the dough. And then as he keeps kneading, it's rising and rising up. But it is starting to fill the room, too, is the only problem. So we better get the hell out of here.
Right. That clears you a path, but it is definitely noticeable. The golem at the far side of the room notices you, and he starts charging towards you as well. At the exit, you see that there are also 2 golems standing guard. You charge for the entrance. You guys duck and weave in between of horses and riders with huge sacks of food.
OJ will very deftly grab onto a sack as we race by.
Dexterity.
Sick.
You try to grab onto this bag and you pull on it, but the guy's actually got a really good grip on it. You guys have a quick little struggle for it, and while this is happening, another horse piles into the back of the one you were trying to steal from.
Oh, shit.
And the first horse smashes into you two. Both take 5 damage.
Holy crap.
Damn.
And are knocked to the ground. You see these golems at the entrance. You'll have to either duck by them or around them or whatever, but they are aware of you and they are trying to block your path.
Okay. I was thinking about using my jerked chicken. Maybe I can use the jerked chicken to tether my 2 drumsticks together, and then use that as kind of like a bola.
Okay. I don't see why not.
So I fasten the jerked chicken to the 2 drumsticks, and I hurl it at the one on the left.
Roll dex.
10.
You tie together your little contraption here and swing it above your head and launch it forward, and it wraps around the golem's legs, and he's starting to move towards you and topples forward onto the ground with a clatter of metal. There's still one other one. Chuck?
Chuck's going to cast Is Pepsi Okay? As an attempt to distract the golem. 8.
It's okay, but you're not getting as good of a tip. It'll just buy you a moment's hesitation from him as he considers. Enough for you to slip by, but not enough for Arthur and OJ.
Okay, so I've dismounted Art at this point.
Yep.
Art, get behind me. I'm gonna do a cinnamon roll.
Oh, shit.
OJ Squeeze gets out his jar of cinnamon.
Yeah.
As he tumbles past the golem, sprays the cinnamon all over.
Roll for the cinnamon roll.
8.
Again, a moment's hesitation from the golem, enough for OJ to slip by. Partial success, not enough for Arthur to slip by. The golem wipes cinnamon from his face and he stands his ground before you.
How far away am I from the actual exit at this point?
The golem's 10 feet in front of you and the exit's about 20 behind him.
I'm pulling out my blade and I'm going to attack with Smash Avocado Toast. 9.
You're running towards the golem. He's standing his ground, getting ready to block you. You think you're either going to have to take a hit from him, and he's ready for you. It's going to be a big hit,
Oof.
or lose your sword in the attack.
My blade buries deep into his neck, but I use that to help push myself forward past him.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You rush out of the cavern, and you hear a roar from the sky. You catch a glimpse of red movement up in the corner, and then a huge ball of flame rockets down from the sky and lands in the grass in front of you, impeding your path. And as the flames begin to spread, you see this creature, the source of the fire, land in front of you. And you see a creature of gleaming red scales and muscle with a shock of brilliant blonde hair and prismatic sunglasses.
Oh, shit.
The draconic creature lands before you. Horses still stream out of the cavern. They're jumping over the wall of fire. The dragon looks towards you, and he says, "You have something that belongs to me, bro. I'm not letting you leave this joint with it." And he rears back, and you see another ball of flame beginning to grow in his gullet.
no.
Oh god. I raise up my ever-frying pan,
Oh, of course.
and I pray to the gods to enlarge my pan. I want it to be so big that it becomes a shield to shield us all.
Yeah, cool. Roll wisdom to call upon divine favor.
10.
Perfect. You raise the frying pan high, and it catches the daylight sun, and you feel power welling up inside of you.
Sunny side up eggs has helped me.
Exactly. And you feel their power flow through you, and the frying pan expands just as this ball of flame shoots at you. But the frying pan does shrink back to regular size after that blast.
I'm going to use my last cast of Club Sandwich on you, Chuck, for your bonus damage. 9, partial success. So I'm gonna lose that spell. Oh well. +2 to the damage.
amazing.
But not for the roll.
Chuck casts everything on it and begins hurling a barrage of ingredients towards the dragon. He starts with lettuce, and then pickles, and then come tomatoes, and then come onions, and then comes the sesame seed bun.
Roll dex.
8.
8.
6 damage.
This barrage of ingredients flies at him. Normally that ability, will kind of pin them down, right? But you only got a partial success, so he's not pinned down. He's flying in towards you. Joe?
Please, call me sloppy.
Joe, what do you want to do?
He's about to make it sloppy up in here. He's gonna do his tried and true salt and pepper, I think, again. He needs to
totally.
He needs to lower his dex. So he takes out his shakers and he's gonna do a wide spray. 7.
Partial success. Do you hit with the salt or do you hit with the pepper?
What would lower his dex?
Pepper, for sure.
Pepper in the eyes.
Yeah, pepper, because he's going to start sneezing and stuff.
That's true. Alright, pepper it is.
Okay.
Does it do any damage or no?
Yeah, but only half.
Just 2 then.
Better than nothing. It's his turn. He's bearing down on you with a blast of fire. He is a little disoriented from that attack, so he's got -1 on his attack roll here. 11. Arthur, you take 4 fire damage.
Oof.
I might just use my turn to heal us then. I'm gonna take everybody's order. Usual?
The usual.
Everybody?
The usual.
Okay. 10 to heal.
Cool. D6 +2 is what you'll heal.
Do I roll that?
Yeah.
So 5.
Wow, you healed me up to full. Sloppy takes out the fried giblets costume. He's using it as a distraction so you guys can get out of here.
Yeah,
Whoa.
he's taunting.
I don't think we want to get out of here. We want to defeat our foe.
Yeah, this sauce is for the people, and he's been hoarding it this
The
whole
most
time.
important thing is the sauce. It's not whether this
Whether we
this
live or
monster lives or dies.
I want to take down Dragon.
So eloquent.
I also want to take down that guy.
That dragon guy.
That dragon guy.
Take that.
Well,
that
either way,
fiery
this
guy.
will serve as a distraction. So he picks up his arrow sign and he starts flipping it around wearing the giblets costume.
Charisma.
11.
He can't help but watch the giblets shake.
Chuck pulls out his 2
God.
all beef patties. It's time to smash.
I'm gonna give you a bonus.
Thank you.
you're
strength.
gonna
Thank
help
you,
him
Art.
with that?
Yeah. 8. You're gonna get French dip. Au jus style, baby.
It's extra sloppy.
Just for me.
Just
In your memory.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah, as I'm about to be engulfed
right.
by a fireball.
So that's +1 to your strength.
okay. 9.
9 is a partial success. You'll be able to deal your damage, but you have to get in pretty close. And you think once this next fire blast comes out, you might get affected as well.
It's worth it.
Okay, sure. Roll your damage.
7 damage.
All right, you get a real good hit in, enough that it kind of snaps the dragon out of his confusion, and he launches a ball of fire. Then it's going to hit both Sloppy and Chuck. Oh, you got lucky. Just 4 damage. You've got some solid hits on him, but he hasn't slowed down at all. He looks like he's got tough, thick hide armor, resistant to flames and all of that. He looks like a tough customer.
I think we need to get those sunglasses off his head. I'm sure that's where his weak spot
Tricky
is.
because he never wears them. They're always just on his forehead.
Exactly. I think there's something back there, you guys. I'm gonna try to jump onto his back and rip those glasses right off his head.
Okay. As you jump up, his tail whips up and is about to smack you down. Roll your move.
9?
You're going to get hit in return. He slaps you in the back with his tail, but it slaps you just back onto him, right? You do take 5 damage, but you land on his back.
Yeah.
You scramble your way up.
I climb his face, or the back of his head in this case, and I'm going to try to pry those fucking glasses right
Okay.
off.
They seem to be on pretty tight. You'll have to make a strength check.
To help knock them loose, Chuck takes his now empty mustard container and hurls it towards the sunglasses.
Cool.
Cool.
Just do a dex.
11.
Oh, shit.
Perfect.
So what do I get?
+2.
13, son.
You grasp the sunglasses, the mustard bottle smacks it in the side, and he kind of shakes his head, and you yank it off. And what do we see?
His real eyes.
The other ones are fake.
The other ones were fake. You thought it was his forehead all along, but he just has a really long, weird face.
No wonder the soul attack wasn't as effective as you expected.
And then why he wasn't really looking at you when you were dancing.
And why that soul patch is in such a weird spot.
All right, Arthur pulls off the sunglasses and you see a pair of beady eyes. They immediately try to shield themselves from the bright sunlight. The dragon is basically stunned by this. He's flailing around and trying to protect his eyes.
Now that he can't see and he's made up all that bacon, I'm gonna shove a big BLT straight down his throat. 7.
While he's panicked like this, you see that he's building up another fireball. You're trying to shove this sandwich down, but you'll have to make a dex check as well to be quick enough to do it in addition to the strength.
8.
You shove it in just as his fireball is about to fly out, so you block kind of half of the flow of fire. So you're going to get a little bit singed.
And then I rub his neck so he swallows.
4 fire damage. What's the effect of your BLT?
So the BLT causes some serious heartburn, which is gonna slow him down for the rest of this encounter.
Sure, cool. He's actually in pretty rough shape. He's stunned by the bright light. He's had salt and pepper thrown in his second face, to be fair. And now he's clutching his stomach as well with pain. Someone finish the job.
Chuck pulls out his holy spatula.
Oh shit, this is serious.
He saved it all campaign just for this moment. It's time to flip a guy. And he hurls it straight towards his newly found beady fucking eyes. 11. 4 damage.
You needed exactly 4 damage.
Perfect.
This is the guy that ate Trevor's character.
Yeah.
You think he's still in there?
I take out my cheesesteak knife. I cut him open to try to see if Trevor's still inside.
You don't find Trevor,
Oh no.
but you do find an egg.
How big is this egg?
Big enough that a Trevor could fit in it.
Oh my god.
From the caverns, you see a dozen golems charging towards
Oh
you.
god.
Okay, all right, I take the egg and I strap it to my back.
Yeah.
And I start running.
Yeah.
You run into the thick jungle of the Personal Peninsula Islands. With the dragon defeated, you're finally clear and make your way into the jungle and lose your pursuers. After a few days of travel, you arrive at the coast, where your ship, the Gravy Boat, awaits. As the sun sets on the island, your ship embarks, and you finally have a moment to yourselves. Your long quest is finally over. What will each of you do with your share of the all sauce?
I can finally buy my family's freedom from the Burger Emperor.
Chuck's going to use the all sauce to create an all new, never before tasted special sauce burger.
OJ Squeeze is arrested for the murder of Dragon Fieri. But he gets off on a technicality.
What Sloppy's more interested in is this egg. He's always desperately wanted a son. He's gonna sit on that egg, and he's gonna hatch it, raise it at his own, whatever it is.
You ruminate on your future plans as the Personal Peninsula shrinks into the horizon behind you.
House of Bob is sponsored by Ian at Legend 7 Brewing. The music in this episode, including Hard Boiled, Hidden Past, Iron Horse, Pulse Rock, Crypto, Nerves, 5 Armies, and PbtA, was produced by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0.
Hey everyone, this is Jake again. If you're still listening, I'm very sorry. What started out as an offhand joke turned into an idea we couldn't get out of our heads, and well, this is what happened. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming in 2 weeks' time. If you like what we do, please subscribe, share with your friends, or give us a review on iTunes. Thanks for listening.
Fry on!
Fry on!
I slip in the pickle.
All right.